Arslan Jain here. So basically what we're gonna go over in this video is called the success cycle, guys. This is probably gonna be the most crucial video that you'll ever watch in this business, guys, because we're gonna go over the roadmap that got us to see success. You know, we're sharing this roadmap with you guys. So I will do whatever I can, even though if this video is long, to try to get in a quiet place, you know, try to take notes, guys, because we want to treat this like a business, you know, and then you'll get paid like a boss. Because if you treat this like a hobby or game, that's exactly how you'll get paid. So, you know, we're going to go over the success cycle. There's only 3 simple steps that we're going to go over, which is number 1, enroll. Number 2, teach. And number 3, duplicate. So number 1 is enroll, guys. So these are like the 4, you know, methods to, you know, enroll people into your business. And they're all very effective, but these are from least effective to most effective. You know, number 1, we got the opportunity call. You know, what we have, you know, we do a lot of like scheduled opportunity calls, you know, on a weekly basis. So all you can do is just get your, you know, your friends on the call, and they can like listen to someone, you know, speaking live about this opportunity. And on number 2, we have the PS3, which stands for, you know, the P stands for peak interest. You know, the S stands for show video or show a website or something. And then you get them on a 3-way call with the, you know, upline, you know, F3, you know, at least someone that's making $600 a month. You know, number 3, we have the video chat. You know, you could always get someone on Uber or Skype. Make sure they're at least F3, making at least $600 a month or more. And number 4, the most effective method in the game, what brought my business from the 0 to the thousands, what really brought all these leaders from the bottom, you know, to where they're at right now, is because they started doing home events, guys. Home events is the most effective method in this business. You know, all around the industry, most people that are making you know, 6-figure, 7-figure incomes is because they started doing home events and they stay consistent with it, guys. Because, you know, home events, they're really fun. You know, people see the opportunity live, you know, see, you know, what all the hype is about, why everyone's interested, why everybody's, you know, coming, you know, because whenever you share an opportunity with someone with like video chat, PS3 opportunity call, what they're thinking in their head is, you know, will my friends be interested? But whenever you bring them to a home event and they see a lot of like average kids, you know, all interested into this, then they automatically think like, oh, I know all my friends will be down. They see how fun it is. They actually see the people making money, and it's just a really, you know, a great thing that you. Alright, guys, this is a really important step. This is probably one of the most important steps in the success cycle. You know, this triangle right here is called the credibility triangle, guys. Like, you know how I just talked about the 4 steps in enrolling? Notice how I always said, you know, always get an F3 or above, you know, someone making at least $600 a month or above. You know, because the credibility triangle, this is really crucial, guys, because, you know, you being new in this business, you never, ever want to explain the business, explain Wake Up Now to someone, you know, simply because you don't have any credibility, simply because you're not making any money. You know, so how can you tell someone about, you know, making money if you haven't made any money? You know what I mean? And also, you're not that much educated on the product, services, you know, and all that good stuff. You know, so that's why you always want to get it to an upline that's at least making money with it, and they're probably better at explaining. You know, they're gonna tell their story, their why, you know, about the product, services, you know, the leadership, the compensation plan, all that good stuff. So basically, the credibility triangle, guys, you know, here's you, your prospect, your friend, and your upline. All right, your upline that's making money, right? And you and your prospect obviously have some kind of trust, right? But your prospect and your upline don't have any trust at all. So you want to build that trust. You want to build that trust. How are you going to do that? You have to edify your upline, guys. You got to edify your upline. That's simply how the credibility triangle works. You know, so you have to edify your upline. Be like, yo, bro, you know, I have a good friend of mine. He's only 18 years old. He's making good money with this, actually. You know, I used to be friends with him when he first started this. Now he's making $5,000 a month with this opportunity. Something insane, man. You got to check it out. You know, just like that, it builds a little bit more trust, you know, with the upline, and then he's gonna go in and hear him out. You know, so that's what you want to do with all the 4 steps. You know, if you ever get them on Uber or Skype or in a home event or a PS3, you know, a 3-way call, just make sure you never explain the business. Just let your upline do all the hard work for you guys, all right? Let your upline F3 do all the hard work for you. Number 2 is teach and teach, guys, because the work really begins, you know, after you enroll into the business, because now you gotta learn, you know, you gotta get educated, you know, so you could be able to teach your team the same stuff, you know. So number 1, you know, comp plan, the compensation plan, the pay plan, you know, how you get paid, you know, and it works with the simple formula that we all use in this business, which is called B3, H3, and G3. What that means is bring 3, so you bring 3 people in the business, help those 3 get 3, and that's $600 a month. Here's a little diagram so you guys kind of see how it looks. So there's you, 1, 2, 3. You bring 3, and then you help those 3 get 3 each. It could be however you want it structured, but that's probably the best way to do it. Bring 3, help 3, grit 3. All right. So number 2 is the fast start training, and number 3 is personal development, guys. Personal development is the key to be successful in this business. And you know, the work, you know, like we say, you know, it's really important that you get educated, because, and that you also teach your team how to, you know, on getting educated, because you know, would you rather, you know, fish by yourself, or would you have a team of fishermen to go out there and fish with you? You know, what makes more sense? You know, you don't want to be the one, you know, working hard all the time, you know, building, you know, followers. You want to build leaders. You want to get them educated with the same stuff that we have and that we know. And we're teaching you all that in this video and through our MillionaireMindset.com. Number 2 in Teach to Teach is Fast Start training, guys. And basically, this is where we're going to go in the Fast Start training. This is really important that you guys take notes over all this. You know, number 1, we have your why. Number 2, your list, your contact list. Number 3, the invite. Number 4, communication, communicate. Number 5, what to expect. Number 6, what not to do. Number 7, the Facebook code. And number 8, getting number 1, the first step of Fast Start training, guys, is number 1, your why, guys. You know, you want to have your journal out. You want to write this in your first page, your journal, you know, write down your deep why. There's 3 types of people in network marketing, guys. There's posers, there's amateurs, and there's professionals, all right? Posers, you know, they just want, you know, a little bit of money. They just want to let that grow. Amateurs, they have a deep why in the business, you know, but they don't really hold their team accountable for having a deep why as well. You know, they just want someone. And professionals, guys, they have a deep why, and they make sure they hold everyone accountable on their team for having a deep why. When you first enroll someone in your business, you ask, you know, what you ask them, you know, you have a why. What's your why? My why is blank blank. I believe in blank blank. What's your why? What do you believe in? And then if they say, you know, just for the money, you know, ask them what do they want to do with the money. Like, do they want to retire their mom? You know, what do they believe in? What do they want to do with that money exactly? You know, and that's their driving force. That's gonna motivate them. You know, whenever they're feeling down, you know, they can always think back at their why, and that's your driving force in this business, which is why you really want to write that down. And whenever you and your, you know, your new brand partner, your new team partner, you know, talks about y'all's why, you know, that builds a stronger bond, a stronger relationship. It shows that you care about them, and they also start caring about you and your why, and they see where you're coming from and how y'all write. Right, guys, you know, so your first page, you're writing down your why. In your second page, your journal, you're writing down your contact list, guys. And this is really, really important, guys, because this is what's gonna blow your business up, right? You know, like we said, there's 3 types of people: posers, amateurs, and professionals, all right? A poser is just gonna write down 4, 5, 10 people, maybe 15 people down, you know, hoping they get a lottery ticket and someone that's just gonna blow it up. You know, no, don't be a poser, guys. An amateur, they're gonna make a big list, a huge list. But whenever their parents start doubting them, their family members, you know, start hating on them, their friends start saying it's a pyramid scheme, you know, they start going through all the negative, they start, you know, getting scared like a little tiny kitten, guys. Don't be an amateur, all right? And number 3, professional, guys. This is what you want to be. This is what, you know, all the leaders became, and, you know, they were, and they became a professional. You know, they're always building, guys. They're always making a huge list. You know, they're always making new lists every week, every 3 weeks, every month. They're always making new lists. They're never done growing. They're never done, you know, making a huge list, guys. And think about it, guys. Here's a big part about a list. You know, never prejudge people, guys. And you want to write down everyone that you know that's breathing, guys. Everyone that's living, all right? Because everyone pays taxes, right? Everyone wants to, like, take a vacation. Everyone wants to pay cheaper for what they're already paying for, you know? And basically, Wake Up Now is a no-brainer to everybody. You know, so literally write down every single person that you know, because trust me, I went through this. You know, if you prejudge people, if you say, no, I don't think he would do it, or I don't think he would be interested, or I don't think he would try, or I don't think he would kill it, you know, mark my words when I say someone else is going to get to them. You know, someone else is going to share Wake Up Now to them. And when they get them on and they start killing it, you know, you're going to regret it, guys. I've got the most unexpected people into my business, and now they're killing it, guys. So don't ever prejudge people, and make the biggest list possible. You know, think about everyone that's breathing, because everyone pays taxes, and they would all love to pay taxes by being a business owner and Wake Up Now and be able to use all those tax deductions, guys. So number 3, guys, is the invite process, guys. You know, I'm not gonna go over that in this video because it's gonna kind of take a little bit longer. I don't want this video to be that long. You know, so we have a separate video that's on this, you know, same page right here. So make sure you guys, you know, watch that, because the invite process is really, really crucial. Because if you can't get them to show up, if you can't get them on a call, then how are you going to be able to get them in this business? How are you gonna be able to share the opportunity? You know what I mean? So the invite process is really crucial, especially if someone in your hometown does home events. All you have to do is invite people out there, invite people to the home events, and your leaders will take care of it, guys. So literally all you and your team has to do is master the invite process. Once you can master the invite process, once you can get people to come out and listen to your upline, then it's gonna be so much easier to get them on board, guys. You know, so always be excited, always be confident in invites, guys. You know, that's the key. Excitement, posture, and confidence whenever you do an invite, all right?
What's up, guys? Darren Fryer, executive in Wake Up Now, coming at you with the tip of the day. It's called ABCs, always be connecting. Basically, like you probably heard me say in a video before, building relationships to build a business. It's all about social skills. It's all about making friends and building connections. Okay, like simple A, B, C, D, and E to help you guys stay on track, to make sure you're building it the right way. Okay, A stands for where are you at? You talk to your prospect, where are you at right now in your life? You're in debt, you're in school, you're unhappy, you're at a job that you hate. Okay, where are you at right now? Okay, B stands for where do you want to be? What are your goals in life? Retire your parents, travel the world, live financially free, own your own business, whatever it may be. Ask your prospect where are they at and where do they want to be. Okay, the most important part is C is change. Change means what do you want to do to get something different? Well, you got to do something different to get something different every single time. So C is change. You ask them, are you open to change? Okay, what you're doing right now is not making you happy. It is not moving you towards your goal. Are you open to doing something different? Okay, D is their decision. Okay, what do they say? No, I'm not open to change, or yes, I am. Okay, if they say yes, then E stands for everything else, and everything else means the team, the culture, the business. Wake Up Now, whatever company you're promoting, you guys got to build the relationship and build a connection before you build a business. So A, B, C, D, and E. Where are you at? Where do you want to be? Change, decision, everything else. This is the format on how you guys talk to your prospects, on how you guys talk to your friends. So hopefully this helps you guys. Wake them up, have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you all soon.
All right, number 4 in Fast Start training, guys, is communication, guys. Communication is the key, guys. You know, especially in your training process, guys, because whenever you get into this business, first you start off dependable, all right? You start off dependable on your upline, then you become independent, and then you become dependent for your team. All right, so you know you want to know who your upline F3, your upline F4, F5, F6, F7, Sapphire, you know whatever, Diamond, all the way up there. You want to add all your uplines on Facebook, you know, because if you add all your uplines on Facebook, just like we always say, you know, surround yourself with people that are always going to bring you up, that's always going to be positive, that's always going to motivate you. You know, same concept on Facebook. Whenever you add all your uplines, they're always posting motivational stuff, you know, tips, you know, new news and Wake Up Now and all that good stuff, and that's always gonna, you know, bring, you know, that hype into you. You know what I mean? So it's really important that you communicate well with your upline, and you add all your upline leaders, and you get connected with them, guys. You know, and especially because it's credibility triangle. Remember the C triangle that we talked about earlier? You know, like remember, you never want to explain the business yourself, so you always want to put it on the upline, you know, your F3, F4, F5, F6, F7. But remember, make sure you always start small. Always try to get your F3 before you jump up to your F5 leader, your F6 leader, your F7 leader. So always try to have your F3 leader, then your F4 leader. If not, then your F5, F6, you know, and that's for home events or calls or any of that. So always stay communicated with your leaders, and you know, especially, you know, during your training, always ask questions, guys. That's really important. Now, if you have any questions, it is our job to help you, you know, with any questions that you have. So always come up to me. You know, I'm just a message away. You know, Arslan Jan on Facebook. I'm just a message away. I'm just a text, a call away, or any of the leaders. They're always there to help you. They're your resources. Do not ever be afraid to ask questions, guys. We don't want you out there, you know, wondering about things. Like, we have the answers to your questions, so just ask us, and we got you. All right, guys. So number 5 in Fast Start training is what to expect. You know, in Wake Up Now, since you're gonna be in this business, guys. And you know, Eric Worre says it best, guys. You know, he's a network marketing professional, guys. He was making almost $13-14 million a year residual, and he made the GoPro Audio, which is like the network marketing Bible, which I'm gonna talk later in this video, which is something you guys definitely should, you know, read and listen to. But you know, one quote he says that is literally the truth, guys, is you must ignore a temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people, guys. What that means is, you know, there's gonna be a lot of closed-minded, ignorant individuals out there. You know, they're gonna tell you, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, those things don't work. People at the top make the money. Like, they're gonna be closed-minded for no damn reason. They don't even know what they're being closed-minded about. They don't even know what they're saying no to. and they're gonna do all they can to bash you. You know, probably your family members are gonna start doubting you. You know, your parents might cry about this. You know, because I know my parents were crying whenever I first, you know, got into this industry. You know, but the thing is, if you're able to ignore a temporary, guys, it's temporary. All right, if you're able to ignore a temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people, you will go so far in this business, guys, because like I said, temporary, because they're all gonna be back. You know, they're all gonna flock back and they're gonna want to know what you're doing. You know, but you gotta ignore it for that temporary time while you're trying to get success. So make sure you do become successful on them. You know what you're gonna help you do. But guys, remember, if you're able to ignore that temporary loss of social esteem from the ignorant people that are always gonna try to bash you, always gonna say it's a scam, scheme. Oh, my friend tried that, or my mom tried that, or bro, what are you doing with your life, or you're better off with a job. Guys, and like, you're not gonna go anywhere with this business if you listen to what they have to say. Don't let their opinion affect you, guys. Like, if they're not someone that you look up to, that you want to have the same results as, then why would you listen to them? You know, does that make sense? What, like, would you rather listen from, you know, young teens that are actually making this kind of money with this kind of freedom, or would you listen to your friend working at Subway for $8 an hour? You know, what makes more sense? You know, so it's logical. You know, so. You know, that's a really big quote. You know, if you can tattoo that in your mind, you will become so successful, guys. Because I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna get a lot of these ignorant people, guys. They're just sleeping, they're blind, and we're here to wake them up. We're here to get them to see the vision that we see, and that's what we're out here for. You know, and this is, guys, this is the easiest hard work that you will ever do, guys. The easiest hard work that you will ever do, especially because of residual income, which is freedom. Alright guys, so number 6 in the Fast Start training is what not to do, guys. So really listen here. You know, so number 1 is do not mass text people. Don't, you know, just send a whole bunch of text messages out, or get a group chat and just try to send one big long text message on explaining what Wake Up Now is, guys. This is a people's business, guys. You should not be lazy. You know, if you want this bad enough, then you wouldn't be lazy, guys. You gotta pick up the phone, call them up, talk to them in person. You know, don't just, you know, send a whole bunch of information, you know, through chat or through texting, guys, because that's annoying. Like I said, put yourself in their shoes. You know, so don't mass text or any of that. Don't mass post, guys. This is what a lot of people tend doing, guys. We're millionaire mindset. We're not doing it this way. You know, we don't go on Facebook, you know, posting a lot of statuses, you know, turn 100 to 600. You know, I'm trying to look for 5, you know, motivated people who want to work in my business, or who wants to make money, or who's looking for a job, or who doesn't have a job, or any of that stuff. Don't post to get people into your business, guys. You know, don't try to find people through that, all right? And you know, that could really mess you up big time, you know? Because then if you do that, whenever you try to message someone about Wake Up Now or call them up, they already know what you do. They're gonna be like, isn't that stuff that you always post about? You know what I mean? So really think about it, because if you do that, then you're gonna probably mess up your whole future in Wake Up Now. 3, it's against the Wake Up Now contract to cross recruit. So if you're a part of another company, you can't talk to someone in Wake Up Now and try to get them to go to that company if they're in Wake Up Now. So your account can get terminated like that. So if you ever, you know, come across someone that's cross recruiting, just let me know and I'll handle that, or whoever, or another leader. You know, here's a big one, like we talked about earlier. Don't ever explain Wake Up Now to anyone unless you're an F3 or above. Alright, does that make sense? Let the F3s and above do all the hard work for you, like the credibility triangle that we talked about. Don't explain Wake Up Now to anyone, because you are not fully educated on it. You're still learning, and you're still learning whenever you hear it from the F3s and above talk about it, and then soon you will be able to do it. But for right now, let us do all the hard work. Like, it doesn't matter how good of a speaker you think you are. You could be the best speaker in the world. It's simply because you don't have any credibility. You're not making any money. You know, so they're gonna be like, let me see your paychecks, or hit me when you get paid. So do not explain Wake Up Now. Let your upline leaders do it, you know, with the 4 methods that we have, using the credibility triangle. And last but not least, you know, do not invite anyone to the Millionaire Mindset Facebook page unless they actually enroll. Alright guys, so number 7 in the Fast Start training, guys, is a Facebook code, guys. And if you use this the right way, in the most effective way, then you can attract the right people into your business, guys. So if Facebook was a country, it would be the 3rd largest country in the world. That's how big Facebook is. You know, it's twice the US population. You know, so that shows you how big Facebook is, you know. So if you use it the right way, you can attract the right people, like I said. So if your profile picture should be a picture of you or your friends, but you should be in that picture, and your banner should be a picture of like an inspirational quote, motivational quote, you know, some kind of vacation, or some kind of, you know, different, you know, a nice place, or a picture of your friends, your Wake Up Now family, whatever. But don't put Wake Up Now there, or a banner, or turn $100 to 600. Because you want to brand yourself. Don't brand the company, because people join people, not companies, guys. And that's really important that you understand that. All right. So that's why you don't, splatter your Facebook with just like Wake Up Now, Wake Up Now, Wake Up Now. Like, look at my page, for example. It's not all Wake Up Now. Look at your leaders page. And that's why, this goes to the next one. Try to be active on Facebook, guys. So try to be active on your profile. Start, post, sharing more pictures. Posting more statuses. Just be more active on your Facebook. And also this is really important, be active on the Millionaire Mindset team page, guys. Because you want to set the tone for your team. And your team is going to do what you do. So if you're not active on there, then they're not going to be active on there. All right? Does that make sense? So like, whenever you see someone, welcome someone. Whenever you get someone on your team, welcome them to the team. Or if you see a welcome post, even if it's some other team, we're still one big family. We're still Millionaire Mindset. So welcome them. Comment on there. Like that. Post. Welcome them. Give them a warm welcome. If someone ranks up, congratulate them. Shout them out. Just always set the tone for your team, be a leader, and help even other teams out, guys. We're all here working as one team, Millionaire Mindset, and we're trying to show Wake Up Now what we're about. So make sure you're always active on Millionaire Mindset. Post, feel free to post pictures, anything that you want that you think could help the team out, some tips, motivation, whatever you want to post, feel free. That's a team page for all of us, guys. And this is how you're gonna get a lot of people in your business and attract the right people. Like I said, be active on your Facebook, but 80% of your statuses should be motivational, inspirational, stuff. It should be you. It should just be how you would usually post, or what you would usually post. And then 20% of it should be Wake Up Now. So put yourself in their shoes. If they see you posting like motivational stuff, inspirational, some good, good thinking, and they're like, dude, what is this kid doing? Or what is he doing? They click your profile, they see 20% Wake Up Now statuses. They're like, what is this Wake Up Now thing? That builds that curiosity. So they message you, hey, what is Wake Up Now about? That's exactly how it works. So if you use this method the right way, you will get a lot of people with your business, and you'll attract the right people, the motivated people, the inspirational people. Does that make sense? All right, guys, number 8 in the Fast Start training, we got getting educated, personal development. Guys, this is the most crucial step in your business, guys. Like I said, if you want this bad enough, then you gotta treat this like a business, so you get paid like a boss. If you treat this like a game or hobby, that's exactly how you get paid, like I said earlier in the video, guys. So you really gotta sit down and grow your mind, because that amount of money that you want in your life, you don't have. So you gotta learn from the people that do have that. And basically in these audios and these books, they talk about how you can get there through network marketing, or how you can get that mindset that they have. Because you got to grow into that mindset. You got to grow yourself as a person before you grow your income and get that kind of income. So especially these stars right here, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to be successful and Wake Up Now, before anything, your first week, listen to GoPro by Eric Worre. He's like the network marketing godfather. He's making about $13 million a year in network marketing. And basically in this audio right here, he talks about, and it's a 2.5-hour audio. You can also get the book if you want to. We have the audio for free on millionaiремindset.com. And this 2.5-hour audio, basically that's what network marketers will experience in a 10-year span. All in this 2.5-hour audio. So it's something you should definitely listen to. That's how all the leaders on Millionaire Mindset are blowing ranks, is because they listen to GoPro not once, not twice, but 3, 4, 5, 6 times. They took notes. They go to sleep to it. They go to the gym with it. Even in the gym, like, it pumps adrenaline. Like, you get so excited, in the bench press and everything. So GoPro, make sure if you want to be a leader, if you want to go far in this business, do all you can to listen to GoPro. Think and Grow Rich as well by Napoleon Hill, and Your First Year in Network Marketing by Mark Yarnell, and Business of the 21st Century by Robert Kiyosaki, guys. You got to really invest in yourself. You got to invest in your mind. So read books, listen to audios, personal develop, and expand your mind, and you will take this business to somewhere you would have never imagined yourself going. You will see yourself with a whole different mindset, financially and just in life in general, just by studying, guys. Like, just if you want, like in school, you're gonna study, right? in business, you gotta study too. You know, and that's exactly what you gotta do. You're barely investing only $100, but you gotta invest a lot into your mind, guys. All right, guys, I'm gonna close off the video over here. I know it's been a pretty long video. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. Make sure you guys watch this video over and over and over again. You know, have your notes out. Make sure you're taking notes. Make sure your first page of your journal, you have your why down, you make it in-depth. That's really, really important that you have a strong why, because that's your driving force. Your second page, you have a list. Your third page, you have your goals, which I didn't talk about. But successful people always set down goals, and they look at their goals every single day. Like, where do you want to be from 30 days from now? Do you want to be F3? Do you want to be D3? You know, 60 days from now, 90 days from now. Write that down on your third page. You know, take notes on all these stuff that we talked about, because it's really important, really crucial. Guys, make sure you follow the success cycle. Like, literally, it's the roadmap that got me where I'm at. It's the roadmap that got the other leaders where they're at today, just because they follow the success cycle. So, I mean, if I were you, I would follow the success cycle. If you see yourself, you know, struggling, ask yourself, did I truly follow every single step in the success cycle? You know, if you're struggling, most likely you didn't. So trust me, because when I first started my last company, you know, my upline leader, he kept on telling me, you know, follow the success cycle, the same cycle that I brought to y'all, you know, which I told him I did, you know, but I was more worried about just signing people up. I didn't even like give a shit about what was on the success cycle, you know, but I focused, you know, after I saw myself struggling, I focused in the success cycle, and I saw major success, guys. So to get you off on a good start, make sure that you focus on the success cycle and you really focus, guys. This business can take you somewhere you would have never imagined yourself at before. You know, I would have never knew that I could get to where I'm at today, guys. But there's nothing different from me and you at all. You know, we have the same determination. You know, we're the same human being. You know, we have two arms. We're able to talk. We're able to think. You know, there's nothing different from us. You know, I wasn't a genius at all. You know, I didn't have the best grades in high school or anything. You know, the only thing that's different from me and you is ambition, is work ethic. You know, sacrifices, guys. Like, are you willing to put the weed, the games, the alcohol, the partying down? Are you willing to stay up late nights? Like, we're making this video at like 5 a.m. in the morning. It's literally 5 in the morning right now. We're making this video, guys. So it all comes down to sacrifices, how bad you want it. If you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful, guys. And that's the quote that I live by, you know. And if you are hungry, if you grind every single day, if you're always willing to get better and always trying to become better, then you will take this business so far out. Because we know this business is long term. You know, they all have the long term vision. It's going to go so far. It's being called the next Apple, guys. It's basically like being a part of Apple before it blows up. There's such a small, it's like a little speck right now, guys, before it blows up. It's gonna be iconic with or without you. You know, if I were you, forget this, you know, the fun right now. Like, I mean, we're always having fun with this, but the partying, all that can come after. You know, work hard now, play later. Don't play now and work hard for the rest of your life. You know, and it's gonna be worth it, guys. Trust me. With that being said, peace, love, freedom, one love, guys. Hope everyone has a good day, good night. Peace.